Hey everyone, it's Math Matters. In today's video, we're going to talk about why we learn linear functions and how important they are. If you have not seen the previous video about why we learn functions, I would highly recommend watching it before this video. First, what are linear functions? Linear functions are functions where their graphs are just straight lines. When you have just one input x, a linear function would look like f of x equals a times x plus b, where a and b are some values. If you plot x on the x-axis and f of x on the y-axis, the graph will look like this, when a equals 2 and b equals 1. Alright, linear functions are pretty simple and intuitive, but what is the big deal with this kind of function? Let's start with a very simple example. Let's say you want to buy some amount of canned Coke at Target since you're hosting a football game viewing party with your friends. Let's say that the price of a single can of Coke is $1.5, and since you didn't bring a recycle bag, you have to pay 10 cents for a bag there. We assume that the bag is pretty large to hold many cans. If you set x to be the number of cans of Coke you're purchasing, the total cost f of x would equal 1.5 times x plus 0.1. This is exactly a linear function. So if you want to buy 6 cans, you plug in x equals 6 and you get f of x to be $9.1. Now you establish a relationship between the amount of money you have to pay and the number of cans you purchase. We often call this linear relationship, since one value can be represented by a linear function of another value. You might be thinking, duh, that's so easy and obvious. But if you pick any two values in this world that you think might be related, they often have a linear relationship. Have you ever thought about how the used car price is calculated? For brand new cars, the manufacturers set the price, but for used cars, there are no definitive prices since different cars are in different conditions. This is where linear relationships will be useful. We can represent the price of a used car as a function of miles driven. In other words, x here is the miles driven, and f of x is the price of this car, and a and b would be dependent on what kind of car you're looking at. If you have a car that holds value, like Jeep Wrangler, a would be negative but small in magnitude. On the other hand, if you have a car that depreciates very fast, like a BMW, a here would be very negative. In reality, how dealers calculate the value of a used car is a little more complicated than this, but this is the rough idea. Another example is how drugs are tested before they become publicly available. Let's say you want to know the effect of this new drug on patients' blood pressure. So x would be the dosage of the new drug, and f of x will be the change in the blood pressure. With a number of experiments, you determine what the values of a and b would be. Now you know how much dosage of this drug would change your blood pressure too much and become harmful to your body using this equation. The list of a pair of values which have a linear relationship keeps going. The number of hours you spend watching TikToks, and the amount of battery left in your phone, Elon Musk's net worth, and the price of Tesla stock, and so on. I hope this video gave you an idea of why linear functions are useful and important to learn. Even though they're one of the simplest functions in math, they are a powerful tool to define relationships between many things in our daily lives. If you liked the video and found it helpful, please like it and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you in the next video.